All right, hello and welcome to my notes. Today we're going to go over covalent nomenclature. So when we have a covalent bond, we usually name our molecule something. So we can name molecules. So like if we think of H2O, also known as water, there's actually a proper way to name it, and we actually call it dihydrogen monoxide. Now, this is really specific because this two refers to the di, which specifically means two, and the mono refers to the one, which isn't normally written in a chemical formula. Now, the hydrogen clearly refers to hydrogen, and the oxide, which kind of combines with the mono, refers to the oxygen. So the question is, how do we get to this? Well, first things first, we got to learn what's known as the covalent prefixes. So our covalent prefixes. And what these are just prefixes which come at the beginning of a word, and they tell us how much of a certain chemical there are. So this is how much of an element there is in a compound. So if we look at our chart, if we look at H2O, we already kind of know some of these. One is represented by mono. Two is represented by di. Three is represented by tri. Four is represented by tetra. If you remember one of our older videos about molecular geometry, tetrahedral has 4 bonds. Tetra comes from the same place. 5 is penta. You might have heard of the pentagon, or both the building and the shape, penta meaning 5 sides. 6 is hexa, like a hexagon. 7 is actually a little different. People might usually think sept, like septagon, but this is actually hepta. 8, like an octopus, is octa. 9 is nona. And 10 is deca. And that's all you really need. Deca as in like decade. And basically what you do is you put this prefix in front of the element. So if we have F10, 10 fluorines, that's decafluorine. If we have P5, that's pentaphosphorus. Now, you might have a couple questions. If we look back at dihydrogen monoxide, this is monoxide, not monoxygen, oxygen. So what happened? Why did egen turn into ide? Well, when we name the back half, the back of our second element is changed to ide. So now let's kind of look at something we were looking before. We had F before. So now if we say instead C5 F10, it's pentacarbon decafluoride. So that back half changed to ide. If we look at our other example with phosphorus, if we now say N5P5, let's change it to N6 so we can use another prefix. It's hexanitrogen pentaphosphide. If we have double vowels, like with oxygen, we'll generally just combine it into one oxide, like hydrogen monoxide. But overall, this is the basis to covalent naming. The absolute last thing we want to talk about is what if we have NH3? Well, if the first element only has one, we don't use mono. And that's it. So so what you may think as mono nitrogen trihydride is actually gonna be just nitrogen trihydride. Whoa, sorry, can't write. Trihydride. We're just gonna take out that mono, get rid of it. And this is what we end up with. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully this teaches you how to do it. And yeah, have a great day. Bye.